Donald Trump indicted on 2020 election fraud charges in Georgia. In a stunning turn of events, former President Donald Trump has been indicted on charges related to alleged election fraud during the 2020 presidential election in Georgia. The indictment, which comes after months of speculation and investigation, marks a significant development in the ongoing saga surrounding the election's integrity. This article delves into the details of the indictment, the potential legal implications, and the broader context of the situation. The indictment, a detailed overview. Allegations of election fraud. The indictment accuses Donald Trump of actively participating in a scheme to undermine the integrity of the 2020 election in Georgia. It alleges that Trump and his associates engaged in a concerted effort to pressure state officials, spread false information, and interfere with the vote counting process. These allegations have fueled heated debates over the validity of the election results and the potential consequences for those involved. Legal basis and charges. The charges brought against Trump include conspiracy to commit election fraud, incitement to tamper with official election records, and obstruction of justice. Legal experts point out that these charges carry significant penalties if proven in court. The indictment also raises questions about the limits of executive power and the accountability of public figures for their actions. Investigation and unraveling. The indictment follows an extensive investigation that uncovered a trail of communications, meetings, and public statements allegedly linking Trump to the efforts to subvert the election process. The investigation's findings have shed light on the intricate web of actions taken by various individuals in Trump's inner circle, amplifying concerns about the potential erosion of democratic norms. Implications and significance. Political and social divides. The indictment has further deepened the political and social divides that have plagued the nation since the 2020 election. Supporters of Trump argue that the charges are politically motivated, while his critics view the indictment as a crucial step toward holding powerful individuals accountable for their actions. The case highlights the challenges of pursuing justice in a deeply polarized society. Precedent for accountability. Legal scholars emphasize that the indictment sets a precedent for holding former presidents accountable for alleged wrongdoing committed during their time in office. This landmark case could have far-reaching implications for the future of American democracy, shaping how the nation addresses potential abuses of power and election interference. The road ahead. Legal proceedings and defense. As the legal proceedings unfold, Trump's defense team is expected to mount a vigorous effort to challenge the charges and present a counter-narrative. The case is likely to involve high-profile legal battles, constitutional arguments, and a close examination of the evidence presented by both sides. Public reaction and media coverage. The indictment has garnered widespread attention from both domestic and international media outlets. News coverage has been extensive, with pundits, legal experts, and political commentators dissecting the indictment's implications for Trump's legacy, the Republican Party, and the broader implications for democratic governance. The indictment of Donald Trump on 2020 election fraud charges in Georgia marks a critical juncture in American political history. It highlights the delicate balance between upholding democratic norms and pursuing accountability for alleged wrongdoing. The legal proceedings that will ensue are poised to shape the nation's trajectory, influencing discussions about the rule of law, executive power, and the integrity of the electoral process. Crafted answers for our viewers. What specific actions is Donald Trump accused of in the indictment? The indictment alleges that Donald Trump was involved in a conspiracy to undermine the integrity of the 2020 election in Georgia by pressuring officials and interfering with the vote counting process. How have Trump's supporters and critics reacted to the indictment? Trump's supporters argue that the charges are politically motivated, while his critics view the indictment as an essential step toward accountability for potential election interference. What potential penalties could Trump face if found guilty? If found guilty, Trump could face penalties ranging from fines to imprisonment, depending on the severity of the charges and the court's decision. How might this indictment impact future elections in the United States? The indictment sets a precedent for holding former presidents accountable for alleged wrongdoing, potentially influencing how future election-related cases are handled.